Nate Atkins.
Welcome in, everybody. We're here live at Great Crossing High School for an 11th Region high school baseball matchup between the Cardinals of Scott County and the Warhawks of Great Crossing. Today I'm joined here by Peter Wilson from the Georgetown News-Graphic. Peter, thanks for joining me today.
Glad to be here.
We'll go to the lineups. Batting lineup first for Scott County. Sebastian Arden batting first. Will Rose is second. Duncan Stevens batting third. Batting fourth is Parker Dotson. Fifth, Keegan Hurt. Sixth is Justin Stevenson. Seventh, Garrett Sparks. Eighth, Seth Jean. And then Carson Murray. The field for Great Crossing. First base is number 2, Caden Howland. Second base, Collier Curtis. Third base, Chase Little. Shortstop, Brenton Alcorn. In the outfield, Eli Atkins in left. Dustin Hoffman in center. Landon Walters in right. Behind the plate is Nathan Snalder. And on the mound is Nate Atkins.
These teams really similar records. 20 and 9, right? For the
yes, that's right.
For the
or 20 and 7.
20 and 7 for the Warhawks. Yes. They just had their 10-game winning streak snapped at Saturday against Beechwood.
That's right.
Tough loss there. I think it was 14-4.
It was.
But they've been real hot until that point.
That's right.
That matches their program long winning streak, I think, 10. Then Cardinals.
Yes. 19 and 8 so far this season. They are 3 and 3 in the district. They won their last game on Saturday over Tate's Creek. Should be an interesting game tonight. See how these two teams match up.
Adkins is on the bump warming up right now. He's got a 2.39 ERA this season. If he gets through the first couple innings clean, he gets stronger as it goes on.
Yeah, I think so.
It's kind of been a theme this year for him.
Yes. Just a few minutes away from first pitch.
Umpires for today's game. Behind the plate, calling balls and strikes. Brent Bradley. In the field, Kyle Barman.
I feel like both teams have been a bit of a surprise this year.
On the mound for the Warhawks, number 8.
I agree.
Scott County's definitely beaten some teams they weren't supposed to.
Yes,
they knocked off Sayre. They nearly swept Tate's Creek. It was one disastrous inning.
Number 1, Sebastian Arden.
Up to bat for Scott County is the shortstop, Sebastian Arden. Sebastian has 21 hits this year, 22 runs scored, 13 RBIs. He's batting .250. Here is the first pitch of the game, and it'll be ball 1.
Skipped away from the catcher there.
Yes. 1-0. High and away, ball 2. Field's a little bit wet right now from the rain we got this afternoon. I was pretty surprised that we got this game in today. 2-0. It'll be called strike 1.
Right on the edge there. Good pitch.
It was.
Perfect weather for baseball.
I agree. Here's the 2-1 from Atkins. That ball is hit right back up the middle, and it'll be down in center field for a base hit to start off the game.
Keeping it simple, not trying to do too much with that. Just hit it right back up the middle.
That brings up the second baseman, Will Rose. Will has 28 hits this season, 22 runs scored, 17 RBIs. He's batting .333. First pitch to Will, inside for ball 1.
Good chance that this is a game that's decided by base running. Not a lot of real power on either team. Duncan Stevens has 2 home runs. That's top for Scott County, and Brent Alcorn has 4 for Great Crossing, and that's their leader.
That ball again is hit right back up the middle. Brent Alcorn, the shortstop, he'll slide for it and tosses it to Collier Curtis. The second baseman, they'll get Sebastian Arden out, advancing to second. Will Rose will be on first.
It was a good play to get to it. Just couldn't get the ball cleanly to the second baseman for a chance at double play there.
Duncan Stevens on deck.
That brings up Duncan Stevens, number 28 for Scott County. Duncan has 76 at-bats this season, 26 hits, 20 RBIs, and he's batting .342. That's the team high. First pitch is fouled down the first base line. .01 is hit into right center field. Landon Walters, right fielder, is able to pick it up. Will Rose going to dive head first into third base. The throw not in time. Duncan holds up at first. Scott County going to bring in number 9, Colt Fields, courtesy runner for Duncan, the catcher.
As an aggressive base running send, but it worked out well.
Yes.
Runners on the corners here.
Runners on first and third. Brings up the third baseman, number 25, Parker Dotson. Parker has 54 at-bats this season, 12 hits, 6 RBIs, and he is batting .222.
He's coming a little stronger later in the season.
Yes, he has. Third baseman for Great Crossing, Little, is in past the edge of the infield grass. First pitch to Dotson is called strike one.
Good pitch right at the bottom of the zone.
Courtesy runner for the catcher, number 9, Fields.
It doesn't seem like Adkins is wild, but it doesn't really seem like he's fooling the Cardinals early either.
That's right. 0-1 is hit down the first base line. Howland fields it, throws it to Brent Alcorn, the shortstop. They step on second, and they'll call him safe. They say he pulled his foot off of the bag. The throw from Howland was offline. But looks like Brent Alcorn was able to make that play. Scott County scores 1 on that play, and they'll have runners on first and second.
Fielder, number 7, Keegan Hurt.
That brings up the right fielder, number 7, Keegan Hurt. Keegan has 53 at-bats this season, 13 hits. He's batting .245.
He's not been too bad on the mound either lately.
No, you're right. He shows the bunt. He'll pull back. Gets away from Snotter behind the plate. He'll throw it down to Little, the third baseman, but Colt Fields able to dive into third base in time. So now Scott County has runners on second and third, and Little is going to go out and talk to Nate Atkins, the pitcher.
Snotter did a great job of making that a play at third. It didn't really look like it was going to be, and he hopped up, found the ball right away, got it down there, made it a bang-bang play down there.
Yes.
Just a little bit late.
Now they make their way back to their positions. We're ready for the 1-0 pitch from Atkins. That ball is hit down the third base line, fielded in fair territory by Little. Throw across to Howland in time. That moves up Colt Fields, Parker Dotson from second base. And Colt Fields, the courtesy runner, comes in to score. Scott County now leads 2-0.
Now batting.
About as good of a start as you could hope for from Scott County.
Yes, that's right.
On deck, Sparks.
That brings up number 8, Justin Stevenson, the center fielder for Scott County. He has 70 at-bats this season, 15 hits, 22 runs scored. He's batting .214. First pitch was ball 1. Justin just recently signed to Hanover a couple days ago.
Yeah. Up in Indiana on the banks of the Ohio. A lot of Scott County guys going there. 2 football
That's
guys
right.
just signed there too.
Yes. One outside. Ball 2, excuse me. Two one. Outside for ball 3.
Adkins is not missing by much.
No. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Here's the pitch. That ball is fouled down the first base line, and it is out of play.
Just a little bit too far for Howland to get it in.
Yes.
A couple weeks ago, he flipped over the fence to grab a foul ball, right?
Yes, I did. I did see that.
It's about 10 feet too far for that.
Yes. Very impressive play from him that game. Count is full. 3-2. Here's the pitch. And it's called strike 3. That'll end the top of the first inning, but not before Scott County scores 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors from Great Crossing, and 1 runner is left on base to score. Scott County 2, Great Crossing 0. We'll be right back with the bottom of the first inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Conner Sports Talk. We're back here at Great Crossing High School for Scott County versus Great Crossing. Lineup for Great Crossing: batting first, Caden Howland. Second is Brenton Alcorn. Third, Nate Atkins. Fourth, Dustin Hoffman. Sixth, Chase Little. Seventh, Nathan Stoddard. Then Landon Walters. After Landon is Eli Atkins, and then Collier Curtis batting last. In the field for Scott County: Garrett Sparks, the first baseman. Will Rose, the second baseman. Sebastian Arden at short. Parker Dotson third. In the outfield, Carson Murray in left. Justin Stevenson in center. Keegan Hurt in right. Behind the plate for Scott County, Duncan Stevens. And on the mound is number 22, Tyler Wands, the junior. Tyler has pitched 22 innings this season. He's given up 16 hits. He has 11 strikeouts, 1 win, a 2.821 ERA.
First pitch just gets that inside corner.
Yes. Up to bat for Great Crossing is number 2, Caden Howland. Caden has 79 at-bats, 27 hits. He's batting .342.
And Howland, in a way you wouldn't expect a first baseman to be. He's a speed guy.
Yes.
He's up in the state leaderboards for stolen bases.
That's a swing and a miss, strike 3 to get it started for Scott County.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 1, Brenton Alcorn. On deck,
Alcorn's been hot all season.
Yes.
Probably the biggest threat anywhere in either of these teams' lineups.
That's right. Brenton, lefty, batting. He has 86 at-bats. He hits that first pitch down the first base line. Foul. Be strike 1. Brenton's 38 hits this season, 32 RBIs. He's leading the team with a .442 batting average. It's 100 points higher than the person below him. It's pretty impressive. That pitch is inside. Ball 1. Ooh, no. Softball. Came flying over the net. Brenton shows a bunt there. Pulls back. It'll be ball 2. The 2-1 in the dirt. Ball 3.
Wands went right at Howland. He's kind of dancing around the zone here with Alcorn.
Here is the 3-1. And it's in the dirt for ball 4. Gets past Duncan Stevens. Duncan didn't go for the ball at first. So Brenton would have got down to first a little faster. He might have got second.
The pitcher, Number 8, Nate Atkins on deck.
That brings up number 8, Nate Atkins, the pitcher. Nate has 77 at-bats this season, 26 hits, 15 runs scored. He's batting .338. First pitch to him, hit to straightaway center field. Stevenson comes diving in. He'll make the catch. The throw to Garrett Sparks at first base. In time, Scott County turns a double play in the bottom of the first.
Oh, that was an absolutely fantastic play by Justin Stevenson. Ball's coming straight at him. He charges it, makes the diving grab, and perfect throw to first.
Perfect throw. So in the bottom of the first inning, Great Crossing scores 0 runs, no hits, no errors from Scott County, and no runners left on base. The score after 1 complete inning, Scott County 2, Great Crossing 0. We'll be right back with the top of the second inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Conner Sports Talk.
The first inning, the Warhawks.
We're back here at Great Crossing High School for Scott County versus Great Crossing. Up to bat for Scott County is number 4, Garrett Sparks. Garrett has 74 at-bats this season, 23 hits, 17 RBIs. He's batting .311. First pitch is swinging a miss, strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Ball 1. Hit off of the helmet. Snodder behind the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. The ball is hit down the third base line. Little, the third baseman, hit that ball just as he was stepping into foul territory. So that'll be strike number 2 against Garrett. So 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. Here's the pitch from Atkins. And it'll be low and inside, ball 2.
Atkins really hasn't gotten ahead too much.
No. 2-2. It's fouled straight back into the net by Garrett Sparks. Here's the 2-2. That ball is popped up, and it'll be out of play. Hit right on top of the press box.
Not much wind tonight after a pretty stormy day here in Scott County.
Yeah. Here's the 2-2 again. That ball in the dirt and outside. Garrett Sparks works it from a 1-2 count to a full 3-2 count.
Atkins has had a little trouble with his command early. But gets him there.
Gets a swing and a miss from Garrett there. Let's start off the top of the second.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 14.
That brings up number 14, Seth Jean for Scott County. Seth has 9 hits so far this season. He is batting 145. First pitch to him is called strike 1.
He's hitting for wands tonight.
Yes. Oh, 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Crowded him inside on that one. That was probably just off the plate inside.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. And it's ball 1. Close to the same pitch there.
Yep. A little lower, I think.
Yes. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ooh.
And way inside
Backed
for
up
ball
to
2.
it.
Yes, that was close. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
2 strikeouts in a row.
Yep. That brings up
The left fielder,
number 3, Carson Murray. He's playing in left field tonight for Scott County. Carson has 32 at-bats this season, 8 hits, 4 RBIs, and he's batting .250.
He had a good game against Tate's Creek on Saturday. Had 1 hit, scored a run, and walked twice. So
yes. First pitch of the game today, ball 1.
if he gets on base, he is a problem.
Yes, I do agree with that. The 1-0.
Ooh.
It's called strike 1. Look a little up inside. Here's the 1-1. And it is outside. Gets past Snotter behind the plate. That'll be ball 2. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
I said last inning that Adkins really wasn't fooling the Cardinals yet. He is now.
Yes, he is.
Some bad misses this inning.
That ball is hit to Brent Alkin at shortstop. He'll come through, make the play. Throw across to Howland is in time for out number 3.
Just gets him.
So in the top of the second, Scott County scores 0 runs, no hits, no errors from Great Crossing, and no runners are left on base. The score, Scott County 2, Great Crossing 0. We'll be right back with the bottom of the second inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Conner Sports Talk. We're back here at Great Crossing High School for Scott County versus Great Crossing. Going into the bottom of the second, Scott County leads 2-0 up to bat for the Warhawks. Number 5, Dustin Hoffman. He's playing center field tonight. Dustin has 47 at-bats this season, 14 hits, and he is batting .298. First pitch hits him.
Just grazes his arm there. Doesn't look like he's hurt too bad or hurt at all. Not how you want to start the inning.
No.
Juan's got through the first on just 9 pitches.
Yes. So that will bring up the third baseman, number 32, Chase Little. Chase has 67 at-bats, 23 hits, and a 3 here. He is batting .343. First pitch to him. Outside, ball 1.
Well, the 6'3", 6'4" guy loves a strike. Now you want a 5'2" guy, and it's a ball. Come on. Yeah.
Juan throws over to Garrett Sparks for the pickoff. The throw not in time. 1-0 is fouled straight back into the net.
That's Georgia.
Little is another Warhawk that's really come on strong late in the season, getting more playing time. And he's hitting .343, so one of the better average hitters on the team.
The 1-1 pitch is fouled out of play to make the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. That ball is hit into left field. Carson Murray, the left fielder, charging in for it, but Sebastian Arden, the shortstop, makes a catch running backwards. He throws it to first base, and it gets caught up under Garrett Sparks. So Dustin Hoffman able to get back in time.
Some fantastic defense early from the Cardinals.
Yes.
Now batting, the catcher.
1 out away, and the runner on first brings up number 27, Nathan Snotter. He is the catcher. He has 56 at-bats this season, 13 hits, and he is batting .232. He shows the bunt, pulls back. Duncan Stevens, the catcher, throws down to Garrett Sparks. The throw not in time.
A lot of close calls for Hoffman at first base today.
There has been. Second pitch to Snotter, outside for a ball. One ball, 1 strike. Wanted over to Garrett Sparks. The throw not in time.
Georgia, you better be careful. I'm afraid you're going to fall.
1-1. Snotter shows the bunt, and he fouls that one back. One ball and 2 strikes is the count, with 1 out away. Ball is low in the dirt. It's a good block there by Duncan Stevens to keep Hoffman on first. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hoffman goes for second. That ball's in the dirt. Throw down from Duncan Stevens will hit Hoffman as he slides into second, but he'll be safe.
Will Rose corrals that out right on the edge of the grass. Wands is not taking much time between his pitches.
No. That was ball 3, so the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wands gets his sign from Stevens behind the plate, who comes set now. Here's the pitch. And it's in the dirt. That'll be ball 4. Put another runner on base. Great crossing brings in
The right fielder,
Landon
3,
Walters comes to the plate.
Walters.
number 24, Braden Beckett, to run
Courtesy runner
for
the
Snotter, the catcher.
Number 24.
Up to bat is number 3, Landon Walters.
On deck, Atkins.
Landon has 7 hits so far this season. He's batting .233, a lefty. Juan steps off the rubber to keep the runners close to their bags. Here's the first pitch to Landon. He shows the bunt. He'll pull back, and it'll be ball 1 in the dirt.
A lot of speed on the base pass for the Warhawks right now. Hoffman,
yes,
he's had an ankle injury that has bugged him a little bit lately, but it doesn't seem to have slowed him down too much. And Beckett can fly, obviously. That's why they're putting him in as courtesy runner.
Now will come Scott County's pitching coach, Jay Pryor. He's going to talk with Tyler Wan's a pitcher, Duncan Stevens a catcher, try to calm him down a little bit. We are back after that mound visit from Coach Pryor. Landon Walters still up to bat. The count is 1 ball, no strikes. There's 1 out away here in the bottom of the second. Here's the 1-0 from Wands. Bunt by Walters straight into the ground. That'll be strike 1.
Warhawks haven't gotten a bunt down tonight. They've showed it a few times and actually attempted a couple times, but either been foul or just missed.
Here's the 1-1. Breaks in there. It'll be low for ball 2.
Wands isn't missing by much.
No.
You don't have to miss by much.
No. Here is the 2-1. It's low again for ball 3. Garrett Sparks down at first base is playing in on the edge of the grass. Parker Dotson, the third baseman, playing just even with the bag. Here is the 3-1. It's hit right back up the middle. Arden will field it, step on second base, throw across to Garrett Sparks in time. Second double play of the game for Scott County. So in the bottom of the second, Great Crossing scores 0 runs on no hits, no errors from Scott County, and 1 runner is left on base. The score, Scott County 2, Great Crossing 0. We'll be right back with the top of the 3rd inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Conner Sports Talk. We're back here at Great Crossing High School for Scott County versus Great Crossing. After 2 complete innings, Scott County leads 2-0, and up to bat for Scott County. Top of the lineup, number 1, Sebastian Arden.
The shortstop,
Sebastian singled on that pop fly to shallow center field in his first at bat at this game. In the box now awaits the first pitch of his second at bat, and it is called strike 1.
On the inner side of the plate, Adkins settled down a lot in the second inning. Struck out 2.
Second pitch is low and inside for ball 1. Here's the 1-1 from Atkins. And that's fouled off from Arden. That'll be strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count. Here's the pitch. Up and in. Ball 2.
Not giving him anything on the outer half of the plate.
No. Here's the 2-2. Check swing from Arden. And they'll say he good went. That'll be strike 3.
I guess that qualified as the outer half of the plate.
Number 2.
Appears to have,
I guess.
Rose on deck. Stevens.
That brings up number 2, Will Rose. Will grounded into that. A fielder's choice to Brent Alcorn at second. First pitch of a second at bat. Called strike 1. The 0-1 is inside. Ball 1.
Both pitchers are working real quickly early here.
We'll check down to the first base umpire. Say he did not swing. Here's the 1-1. He's hit down the third base line to Little. He backhands it. Throw across to Howland in time for out number 2.
That was a great snag by Chase Little out there.
Yes.
That was pretty hot line drive, hot grounder.
The catcher.
Good throw across.
28. Duncan
Defense is really
Stevens.
showing off early.
On deck. Dotson.
2 outs away here in the top of the third. Brings up number 28, Duncan Stevens, the catcher. He singled on a line drive to right center field in his first at bat. First pitch of a second is called strike 1. He hits that ball into left field. Atkins, the left fielder, calls for it. He'll camp under it and make the catch for out number 3.
Another quick inning for Atkins. Giving up 2 in the first. He's
Cardinals
settled
go
down.
3 up, 3 down.
Scott County scores 0 runs. No hits, no errors from Great Crossing, and no runners are left on base. The score, Scott County 2, Great Crossing 0. We'll be right back with the bottom of the third inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Conner Sports Talk. We're back here at Great Crossing High School for Scott County versus Great Crossing. Going into the bottom of the third inning, Scott County still leads 2-0. And batting for the Warhawks is number 25, Eli Atkins. He's a left fielder. He has 9 hits so far this season. 5 RBIs and a .375 batting average. He pops that ball straight up and to center field to Justin Stevenson. He's able to camp under it and make the catch for out number 1.
Stevenson had to take about 5 steps for that one.
Yep. That brings up number 19, Collier Curtis, the second baseman.
Collier Curtis.
219 on the year for the Warhawks.
He has 16 hits this season. He scored 21 runs. First pitch to him is hit down the first base line. It will go out of play.
I had to say perfected on the last game.
0-1. Drops in there. Called strike 2.
Well, he's not failing, so it should be his 2.
Here's the 0-2 pitch from Tyler Wands. That ball is hit into center field again. Justin Stevenson backpedals a couple steps, and he makes a catch for out number 2.
Stevenson is staying busy tonight.
Yes, he has.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 2, Caden Howland.
That brings up number 2, Caden Howland, back to the top of the lineup for Great Crossing. He struck out swinging to lead off the game.
Not going to be surprised if he shows bunt here.
See what he does. No bunt. He hits that ball to Will Rose at second base. Will fields it, throws it to Garrett Sparks, and that'll be out number 3.
Quick 1-2-3 inning for Wands in the third.
In the bottom of the third, Great Crossing scores 0 runs on no hits, no errors from Scott County, and no runners are left on base. After 3 complete innings, Scott County leads 2 to Great Crossing 0. We'll be right back with the top of the 4th inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Conner Sports Talk. We are back here at Great Crossing High School for Scott County versus Great Crossing Battle of the Birds. Going into the top of the 4th inning, and Scott County leads 2-0. Up to bat for Scott County is number 25, Parker Dotson. He's playing third base today. He's reached on a ground ball to first baseman Howland. He tried to throw it to second base, no throw. First pitch of a second at bat in the dirt. Ball 1. Peter Wilson has stepped away for this inning, taking some pictures and working on a story for the newspaper. He'll be back for the top of the 5th inning. The 1-0 to Parker is high for ball 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That ball is hit in between first and second base. Collier Curtis dives for it. Unable to make the catch, it rolls out to Landon Walters in right field. And Parker Dotson will be on first base with the single.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 7, Keegan.
That brings up number 7, Keegan Hurt, the right fielder for Scott County. He grounded out Chase Little at third base in his first at-bat. He gets his number sign from Coach Willard, Scott County's third base coach and head coach. He's in his 19th season as the manager of Scott County. Nate Atkins throws over to Howland at first. Dotson able to get back to the bag in time. First pitch to Keegan Hurt. Called a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch from Atkins. Keegan hits that ball into left field. It is going to get over the head of Nate Atkins and left. And Parker Dotson rounds third. The throw from Brent Alcorn, the shortstop, not in time. Parker Dotson beats the throw and puts the third run of the game on the board for Scott County. Comes from a double from Keegan Hurt. Snodder go out and talk to Nate Atkins, the pitcher. Makes his way back behind the plate. Up to bat for the Cardinals is number 8, Justin Stevenson. Struck out looking in his first at-bat of this game. Keegan gets his lead at second base. Justin shows the bunt, and a little delayed steal there from Keegan Hurt. He is on third base. Justin Stevenson showed the bunt. All the infielders on the right side charged. And the ball got away from Snodder behind the plate. So runner now on third base. That was strike one. That is in the dirt. Ball one, blocked up by Snodder behind the plate. Stevenson shows the bunt again. Atkins throws that way inside. Justin fell down on that. They'll say that it hit Justin, so he will make his way down to first base. Scott County now runners on the corner, first and third, and out will come their head coach, Greg Stratton. He's going to go talk to the infield. We'll be right back when this mound visit concludes. We're back after that mound visit. Scott County again with runners on the corners. Keegan Hurt on third, Justin Stevenson on first, and up to bat is number 14, Seth Jean, the designated hitter. Excuse me, it is first baseman Garrett Sparks. He shows the bunt, and Atkins steps off of the rubber. He shows the bunt again, and he'll pull back. It'll be called strike one. Garrett gets a sign from Coach Willard down at third. Steps into the box now. Atkins throws over to Howland. Justin Stevenson able to dive back in time. Garrett showing the bunt again. Justin goes for second base. And he will be safe at second with no throw. That pitch was called ball one. Pretty close. The count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Garrett throws the bunt again. It's up and in. And he fouls it off toward the Scott County dugout for strike number 2. Runners on second and third for Scott County. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Garrett steps back into the box. Atkins gets his sign from Snotter behind the plate. Now he comes set. Here's the pitch. And that ball is hit down the third base line. It is way out of play. Fouls. The count remains 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sun coming out now. The 1-2. Low and away for ball 2. Good block there from Snotter to keep Keegan Hurt at third base. Here's the 2-2. A breaking ball, and it'll be called strike 3. A great pitch there from Nate Atkins. That is just out number 1 here on top of the 4th. And that brings up the designated hitter, number 14, Seth Jean.
Seth Jean on deck.
Seth
Murray
struck out swinging in his last at bat. That last strikeout was the 5th of the game from Nate Atkins. First pitch of Seth's second at bat is hit down the third base line, and it is foul. Seth shows the bunt. He laid it down the third base line, and it rolls just foul. Right down the line. Little of the third baseman was there to touch it as soon as it went into foul territory. Seth now down 0-2. So he won't be bunting here. Calls time to step out of the box. He'll take a practice swing. He's back into the box now. Here's the 0-2 from Atkins. And it's outside for ball 1. Here's the 1-2. A big swing there from Seth. Fouls it straight back into the net. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that ball breaks in there, called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeout looking for Scott County.
Number 3, Carson.
2 outs away and 2 runners on.
Deck,
That brings up number 3, Carson Murray, the left fielder. He grounded out to Brenton Alcorn, the shortstop, in his first at-bat. First pitch of a second is strike 1 looking. Big swing there from Carson. He tips it, but it is caught by Snotter. He is now down 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Atkins comes set. Here's the pitch. And it's way inside for ball 1. Here's the 1-2. And a breaking ball called strike 3. Well, Atkins gives up 2 hits and a run and then strikes out 3 in a row to end the top of the 4th inning. But Scott County scores 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners are left on base. Scott County now leads 3 to Great Crossing 0.
1 run on 2 hits, no errors.
Atkins has 7 at-bats. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 4th inning. This is Scott County versus Great Crossing on Conner Sports Talk.
Alcorn. Atkins.
We are back here at Great Crossing High School for Scott County versus Great Crossing. Headed into the bottom of the fourth inning, Scott County has a 3-0 lead over the Warhawks.
Half the fourth inning for the Warhawks.
Up to bat is number one, Brenton Alcorn.
Brenton Alcorn
Walked in his first at bat. Brenton, a left-handed batter, he steps into the box. Awaits the first pitch of his second at bat from Tyler Wands. Here it is. And it'll be called strike one. The 0-1, high and away, ball one. The 1-1 is fouled into the net. One ball, two strikes is the count. Here's the pitch from Wands. Way outside in the right-handed batter's box for ball number two. Wands went 3 in a row in the bottom of the third. The 2-2, low and inside. So Brenton has worked the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And he hits that ball down the first base line, and it is out of play. So again, here is the 3-2. Breaking ball, and it is left upstairs for ball 4.
Thank God for my life. Now batting, the pitcher.
Sprinter makes his way down to first. It brings up Great Crossing's pitcher, number 8, Nate Atkins. He flew out to Justin Stevenson in center field in his first at bat of this game. First pitch of a second, called strike one. He steps out of the box, and Coach Stratton now third base gives a sign. He shows the bunt, lays it down the first base line. Wands will field it, underhand toss it to Garrett Sparks for out number 1. Brenton was stealing on that pitch, so he advances to second base.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 5, Dustin Hoffman.
That brings up number 5, Dustin
deck,
Hoffman,
Little.
the center fielder. Dustin was hit by the pitch in his first at-bat of this game. Steps into the box now for his second at-bat. Here's the pitch from Wands. It is hit out of play down the first base line. No balls, 1 strike is the count. Wands throws to Sebastian Arden, the shortstop. But Brenton Alcorn able to dive back into second in time. Dustin calls time. Step out of the box. Here's the 0-1 again. Brenton's going to go for third. Duncan Stevens throws down to Parker Dawson. The throw, not in time. That was called strike 2. So no balls. 2 strikes is the count. Great crossing. Now has a runner on third base. Here's the 0-2 from Wands. Outside in the left-handed batter's box. Ball 1. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is hit to Sebastian Arden, the shortstop. He'll field it. And the throw to Garrett Sparks is over his head. It bounces off of the fence. And that brings in Brenton Alcorn from third base to put the first run of the game on the board for Great Crossing.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 32, Chase.
That brings up number 32, Chase Little, the third baseman. He flew out to Carson Murray in left field in his first at-bat. He takes a practice swing now, and he steps into the box, awaits the first pitch of his second at-bat. It's in the dirt, left-handed batter's box. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Dustin's going to go from second. Duncan Stevens throw to Sebastian Arden. In time! That will be out number 2 of the bottom of the 4th inning. That pitch was called a strike, so the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 from Wands. It's high for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So the count is now 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs away here in the bottom of the 4th. Swans picking up the tempo. 2-2. It's hit straight away center field. Justin Stevenson, Scott County center fielder, doesn't have to move, and he makes the catch for out number 3. In the bottom of the 4th, Great Crossing scores 0 runs on 0 hits, no errors, and no runners are left on base. The score, Scott County 3, Great Crossing 1. We'll be right back with the top of the 5th inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Conner Sports Talk.
After 4 innings of play, your score,
We're back here at Great Crossing High School for the Battle of the Birds, Scott County versus Great Crossing.
Number 1, Sebastian
Scott County back to the top of their lineup for the third time this game. It is Sebastian Arden. He singled on a pop fly to center field in his first at-bat. Struck out looking in a second. First pitch of his third at-bat is fouled off for strike number 1. Peter Wilson is back joining me. Always glad to have you up here, Peter.
Yeah, I got to get down and take some photos last inning. Got a perfect one of Dotson sliding into home. So check out the News-Graphic on Friday for that.
It's called strike 2. Here's the 0-2 from Atkins. High and away, ball 1.
Atkins is already at 71 pitches. Well, not already, but he's at 71 pitches through 5. Through 4.
The 1-2 is low away in the dirt for ball 2.
7 strikeouts so far by Atkins.
Yes. The 2-2 is hit into left center field. Atkins, the left fielder, able to track over to left center and make the catch for out number 1.
Both teams have done some hitting them hard right at somebody tonight.
Yes.
Number 2, Will Rose.
That brings up number 2, Will Rose, the second baseman for Scott County. He grounded into a fielder's choice at Brent Alcorn, the shortstop, and grounded out to Little, the third baseman. His second at-bat. First pitch of his third at-bat, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Good pitch by Atkins there to get
Great pitch.
Rose off balance.
Here's the 0-1. And it gets in there for a called strike 2. Right on the outside corner. The 0-2 is hit back up the middle. Atkins comes back across the mound, and he'll throw it over to Howland for out number 2.
Quick reaction from Atkins. Good play there.
Yes.
It's tricky to make the play coming off the mound.
Number 28,
Came off toward the first base side, but that ball was hit over to third base. That brings up Scott County's catcher, number 28, Duncan Stevens. He singled on a line drive to right center field in his first at-bat. Flew out to Atkins and left in the second. First pitch of his third is hit back into left field. Atkins tracks back, able to make the catch for out number 3. So in the top of the 5th, Scott County scores 0 runs on no hits, no errors from Great Crossing, and no runners are left on base. The score, Scott County 3, Great Crossing 1. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 5th inning. This is Scott County Baseball on Conner Sports Talk. We're back here at Great Crossing High School for Scott County versus Great Crossing, headed into the bottom of the 5th inning. Scott County leads 3-1.
Snodder's going to be first up. He walked in his only at-bat so far.
That's right. Duncan Stevens going to make the throw down to second base here as we get ready for the bottom of the 5th.
Stevens has made a lot of good throws tonight. Got rewarded for one last time.
Yes.
Hoffman trying to steal second.
Yes.
Number 27, Nathan
Snodder steps into the box now. His second at-bat of this game. Juan steps onto the rubber. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 from Wands. It is hit down the first base line, and it gets under the glove of Garrett Sparks. It'll roll out to Keegan Hurt in right field.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 3, Landon.
That brings up number 3, Landon Walters, the right fielder. Landon grounded out to shortstop, Sebastian Arden.
You guys need a light on?
You want me to light on?
No, we're good. First pitch of his second at bat, he shows the bunt, and it gets by him for ball 1.
Pitch is inside by a bit. I don't think Snodder's too likely to take off, but he might.
No.
See if the catcher's got some wheels, you know?
Yes. Here's the 1-0. Shows the bunt again. He pops it up, but it's into the net.
Both teams have been struggling a bit to get bunts down tonight.
That's right.
I was over by Scott County's dugout, and they were not that pleased with their bunting attempts tonight.
1 ball and 1 strike is the count. Wands comes set. He'll throw over to Garrett Sparks. Pickoff attempt. Not in time.
Wands has a pretty quick pickoff move.
Yes.
Though Great Crossing seems to have realized that and isn't really leading off too much at this point.
That's right. Here's the 1-1. Low and inside for ball 2.
Only 1 hit for Great Crossing, so, well, 2 hits, I think, now.
Shows the bunt again. It's outside. Duncan Stevens throws down to Garrett Sparks, but the throw was high and away from Garrett. He had to come off the bag. Snodder was able to dive back into the base in time.
Good job by Sparks making sure that didn't get out into right field.
Yes. Here is the 3-1 from Wands, and it is fouled out of play over onto the softball field over the third base line. The count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Snodder's going to go for second. Fouls that ball down the third base line. It is out of play, so Snodder will go back to first base. The count remains 3-2.
This isn't Scott County's only big game of the week. They've got matchups with Bryant's. 1 matchup? 2 matchups?
They have to finish the game that got rained out. So they're in the 4th inning, I think. So hits that ball down the third base line. It gets past Parker Dotson, and Landon Walters will be on first base with in air.
Runners now first and second with no one out. Probably the worst jam Wands has been in so far.
Yes. So Scott County has to win both of those games against Bryan Station, and then that will secure them the number 2 spot for the 42nd District Tournament.
Sarah's long wrapped up the 1 seed.
Number 1. So Scott County loses those games, and they could be in some trouble for the 42nd District Tournament.
I believe the first game they resume, they'll be up 4-0, 4-1?
4-1, I think.
I was at that game.
Yes.
But it's been a couple weeks now.
Yeah, it was. And Scott County also has runners on second and third, so if they could bat in some of those runners when the game resumes, then they could be looking pretty good.
Nice little head start.
Yes, it is. So runners on first and second. It brings up the left fielder, number 25, Eli Atkins. He flew out to Justin Stevenson in center field for his first at-bat. First pitch of his second at-bat, he shows the bunt. Lays down the third base line. Dodson comes through. Throw across to Garrett Sparks. High and not in time. So now the bases are loaded for Great Crossing. They have Nathan Snodder on third, Landon Walters on second, and now Eli Atkins on first.
Number 19, Collier Curtis.
That brings up the second baseman, number 19, Collier Curtis. He flew out to Justin Stevenson also in center field. Not the spot that Scott County wants to be in at this point of the game.
That 2-1 lead looking pretty slim right now.
Yes. Here's the first pitch to Curtis. In the dirt, ball 1. A good job there by Duncan Stevens behind the plate to block that ball up.
He's done a great job defensively tonight.
Here's the 1-0. And it is hit in foul territory down the third base line toward the Great Crossing dugout. That'll be strike number 1.
Curtis was a bit ahead of that one.
Yes. Here is the 1-1 from Wands. And Curtis fouls that one straight back into the net. It'll be strike 2.
1-2 count. Bases loaded. No one out. 2-run lead for Scott County here in the 5th.
Here is the 1-2. It's hit right back up the middle to Wands. He goes to Duncan Stevens. He'll step on home plate. Duncan throws down to first base. In time! Great play there from Scott County to keep a run off the board.
The Cardinal defense has been absolutely sensational tonight. It's their third
that's
double
right.
play, I believe. Still runners on second and third for the Warhawks, but now there's 2 outs.
The first baseman, number 2, Caden Howland.
Great Crossing now back to the top of the lineup with number 2, Caden Howland. He's the first baseman. He struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Grounded out to second base in his second. First pitch of his third at-bat. Fouled out of play over the Scott County dugout on the first base line. Here's the 0-1. High for ball 1.
Allen is batting .342. See if he can make something happen here.
Yes.
Pretty much any base hit gets probably 2 runs in.
Yes, that's right.
Got some speed on second there.
The 1-1 is hit into straightaway center field. Justin Stevens charging back. He'll camp under it and make the catch for out number 3. Great for Scott County to get out of that inning without giving up any runs.
A little Houdini act from Tyler Wands there.
So in the bottom of the 5th inning, Great Crossing scores 0 runs on 2 hits, 1 error from Scott County, and 2 runners are left on base. The score, Scott County 3, Great Crossing 1. We'll be right back with the top of the 6th inning. This is Scott County versus Great Crossing on Conner Sports Talk.
Great Crossing 1. Thank you for being proud corporate sponsors of Great Crossing Baseball.
We're back here at Great Crossing High School for Scott County versus Great Crossing, headed into the top of the 6th inning, and Scott County has a 3-1 lead over the Warhawks. Up to bat for Scott County is number 25, Parker Dotson, the third baseman.
Scott County just escaped a bases loaded with no one out situation.
That's right.
The third baseman, number 25, Parker Dotson.
Nate Atkins still on the mound for Great Crossing. Yes, 7 strikeouts so far this game. It's the first pitch to Dotson, and it is fouled down the first base line.
Atkins got through the 5th real quickly, which helped him.
0-1 to Dotson. Called strike 2.
Atkins is sitting at, I think that's his 79th pitch. So
he's getting up there, but still has enough pitches left to finish the game. The 0-2, low and outside, ball 1.
Dotson scored on a 2-run double a couple innings ago.
Yes, he did. The 1-2 is fouled down the first base line again. Dotson stays alive with 2 strikes against him.
Little safety hack there.
Yes, it was. 1 ball, 2 strikes, still the count. Here's the pitch from Atkins. High and outside. Ball 2. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Out number 1.
Good pitch by Atkins there,
Yes.
just off the plate.
Now batting, the
Just
right
good
fielder,
enough to look
number
really
7,
good.
Yes.
Keegan Hurt.
That brings up
On
number
deck,
7, Keegan Hurt,
Stevenson.
Scott County's right fielder. He grounded out to third baseman Chase Little in his first at-bat. Doubled on a fly ball to left center field in his second. He stepped into the box now for the first pitch of his third at-bat. And it'll be called strike 1. He got him lunging on that one. Looks like he was going to take the swing, and then he didn't. 0-1 is fouled down the third base line.
Nearly gets Scott Willard down there.
A couple years ago, Coach Willard took one right off the leg. I don't know if he didn't see it coming or what. Definitely hurt him. 0-2. A little swing from Keegan Hurt. And Nathan Snotter throws it down to Howland for the drop third strike.
Allen has to hop a little bit just to grab
Yes.
that, but could have gone badly. You never want people to reach on strikeouts.
Number 8.
So
Justin
2 outs away here in the top of the 6th inning.
Sparks.
Up to bat for Scott County is number 8, Justin Stevenson. He struck out looking in his first at-bat. Then he was hit by the pitch in his second. First pitch of his third at-bat.
Stevenson's been busy defensively tonight.
Yes,
Feels
he
like
has.
every inning has ended with a hit to center field
That's right.
or an out to center field, rather. And he made a great double play in the first.
The 1-0 is in the dirt for ball 2. Scott County still has the lead, 3-1. Here in the top of the 6th inning. 2-0 is called strike 1. And on that outside corner, about letter high on his chest. Here's the 2-1 from Atkins. And Stevenson hits that ball down the third base line, and it is foul.
Not a ton of offense from either team tonight, but Scott County's got their 3 runs on 4 hits. They've been efficient when they've got on base. They've gotten people in.
Here's the 2-2 to Stevenson. A check swing, and it'll get by him, and Snotter makes the throw down to Howland for the drop third strike.
And,
Nate Atkins strikes out 3
Go 3 up,
in
3
the
down.
top of the 6th.
2 up for the Warhawks. Alcorn, Atkins.
So in the top of the 6th, Scott County scores 0 runs on no hits, no errors from Great Crossing, and no runners are left on base. The score, Scott County 3, Great Crossing 1. We'll be right back. For Scott County and Great Crossing going into the bottom of the 6th inning, this is Conner Sports Talk. We are back here at Great Crossing High School for Scott County versus Great Crossing. We're going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Scott County leads 3-1. I'm going to hand the play-by-play announcing over to Peter Wilson.
Off the bottom half
He's
of the
going
sixth inning
to
for the Warhawks.
do the play-by-play for the bottom of the sixth inning.
Part of the lineup coming up for the Warhawks. Brenton Alcorn's up first. He's batting, of course, 442 on the year. 2 walks tonight and has scored the Warhawks' only run. Here's the pitch. Hits one. Is it going to be? Looks like it's going to be foul. Carson Murray gives chase, but it's just out. It's over the out into foul territory.
That's right.
0-1.
Carson Murray, is Keegan Hurt. He's got kind of right fielder. He was tracking over quickly.
Wind up.
Yeah, good.
Alcorn drops a bump, but it just rolls foul. It's 0-2 quickly.
That bunt looked good off the bat and it just rolled foul. So.
May not be the best dirt tonight. A little bit wet.
Yeah, that's right. All of the rain, and surprised Great Crossing didn't have their tarp on the field. Scott County doesn't have theirs on crosstown either.
Just upstairs from Wands, it's 1-2.
But his outsides have been surprised.
Alcorn has yet to be an out, so fights one off. It was high, but he knocks it straight back to the net.
I've been telling Steve
Still 1-2.
for 2 years now.
Wind up. 1-2 pitch. Just outside and maybe a little high. 2-2.
And when you do it into the slow, it's a huge.
Wind up 2-2 pitch. High again. Missed by a little more that time. Alcorn works the count full. He's already walked twice tonight. And most of the offense for the Warhawks. Hits one, but that's going to go foul. Looks like it landed out by the bullpen on the left field side. Little batter here. Alcorn hits one hard. Looks like it's going to get down to the fence. Or Stevenson cuts it off. It's going to be a double for Alcorn. He's fired up, celebrating at second base. Third time on base tonight for Brenton.
Now batting,
Brenton
the pitcher,
flying around first. I thought he might go for third the way he was headed to second.
Credit to Stevenson getting over there to cut that off pretty quick.
Yeah, Stevenson was over there quick.
Now Nate Adkins is up, looking to get this a little closer, tying run at the plate.
Big gap between right and center. Let's go that way.
Wind up. Strike on the inner half of the plate. Adkins could probably argue that one, but doesn't. Wands looks in, gets set. Wind up. Adkins fouls one away. A tad bit late on that one. Once again, Tyler Wands is ahead 0-2. Make this look a lot better if you could finish this Adkins out here.
Tyler's done a great job so far this game getting ahead of the batters.
Little dribbler down to first base, handled. Garrett Sparks takes it himself, but Alcorn does advance to third. Now 1 out, runner on third. It's Brenton Alcorn, pretty good speed, and then Dustin Hoffman coming to the plate. He's the tie-in run.
now batting, the center fielder, number 5, Dustin Hoffman. On deck, Little.
Wands winds up. Just nicks the outer edge of the plate there. 0-1 to Hoffman.
Ball looked outside a little bit further than umpire called it to be.
Ooh. Hoffman hits one down to the third baseman, gets it across, and that's an RBI ground out. Brenton Alcorn scores. It's 3-2. Alcorn has both of the scores tonight.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 32, Chase Little.
There's now 2 outs away here in the bottom of the 6th.
Foul ball.
Chase Little swung and he hit that ball twice as he was swinging.
Yeah. I think they should count that as 2 strikes. I'm sure the Cardinals agree.
I'm sure.
Once again, ahead of a batter 0-1.
That's right.
Wind up. 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Chase Little is one of those great ball player names, you know?
Yes.
He's not going to walk a lot. He's not going to chase the stuff in the dirt.
Yep.
Juan set again. Wind up. Outside and in the dirt. Stevens has been great back there tonight. Chase Little fouls another one away. Getting just a bit late. Wands has got him 1-2. Trying to close out this 6th inning.
Be big for Tyler to get out of this bottom of the 6th.
Not nearly as stressful as last inning.
No, it's not.
Bases loaded with no outs and got out of it with
That's right.
no runs. Wind up in the pitch. Oh, gets him to Chase. Throws down to first, and he's out. Tyler Wands gets us out of it with his swing and strikeout. 3-2, headed to the top of the 7th. Warhawks get 1 run on
the 6th inning.
A walk and no hits.
4 batters to the plate, scored 1 run on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base.
So the score is now Scott County 3,
County
Great
3.
Crossing 2 after
Great
6
Crossing
complete
2.
innings. We'll be right back. Scott County looking to put some insurance runs on the board in the top of the 7th inning. This is Scott County versus Great Crossing on Conner Sports Talk.
Gene Murray. At the 7th inning for the Cardinals, the first baseman, number 4.
We're back here at Great Crossing High School for Scott County versus Great Crossing. Going into the top of the 7th, Scott County leads 3-2, and up to bat is Garrett Sparks. First pitch, check swing, and he fouls it back. That'll be strike 1.
Cardinals have been a little bit tentative the last 2 innings. I don't think it's helped them at the plate. But I think Adkins has really settled in, and kind of his stuff has gotten better as the night went on.
0-1. Low and inside for ball 1.
Sparks backs away.
The 1-1. That would be ball 2. Looked close there. Maybe a little low and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sparks hits that one down the third base line. It gets over Little's head. Sparks around first. He'll hold up at first. That'll be a base hit to lead off the top of the 7th inning.
Aikens, it was his 96th pitch of the evening, so if Seth Jean can reach here, there's some questions for Coach Stratton out there.
That's right.
Seth Jean.
Up to bat for Scott County is number 14, Seth Jean, the designated hitter. He struck out in his 2 at-bats tonight. He shows the bunt. He lays it straight back to Atkins. He'll field it. Nobody's covering first base, and Seth Jean will reach on the bunt.
Cardinals finally got a bunt down, and it worked out very nicely for him.
So Garrett Sparks moves up to second. Seth Jean will be on first.
Snyder goes out to talk with Atkins.
Yes. Looks like Evan Allen coming in to run for Seth Jean. Seth Jean laid that bunt right back to Nate Atkins. First baseman Howland was charging in, and nobody was covering first base. Seth Jean able to hustle down, and he'll be safe. Runners on first and second, no outs here in the top of the 7th. Up to bat is number 3, Carson Murray. He's playing out in left field today for Scott County. Grounded out to Brent Alcorn, the shortstop, in his first at-bat. Struck out looking in his second at-bat.
A lot of speed out there right now for the Cardinals.
There is. He shows the bunt. He'll pull back, and it'll be called strike 1.
Right at the inside of the plate.
I think it's Evan Allen. Murray shows the bunt again.
Pops it up.
And he fouls it toward the Scott County dugout. It'll hit the net. So now he is down 0-2.
See if they can get a little insurance run. Anytime you're playing your rival, you always want to make sure you beat him as bad as you can.
That's right.
Or beat him at all.
That's right. She shows the bunt again, and it is fouled off. And he will be out. That's out number 1. That Scott County back to the top of the lineup with Sebastian Arden, the shortstop.
Number 1, Sebastian Arden. On deck, Rose.
Scott County beat Great Crossing last season in the regular season, and then they met up a couple weeks later right here in the first round of the 11th region tournament, and Great Crossing won that game.
Extra innings.
Extra innings, that's right.
First time these teams have seen each other since then. You know the Cardinals would love to take some revenge here.
That's right. Here's the first pitch of Arden's 4th at-bat. But Garrett Sparks dancing around with his lead at second base. Got a little too far off the bag for Atkins liking. Stepped off to keep him close.
You can get a little too far off the bag for Sparks. Just like Alcorn's pretty good back there. Shortstop.
And now Sebastian will call time, step out of the box.
This is the sort of thing that having a pitch clock takes away from you.
That's right.
The mental game, the
yes.
chess match.
First pitch to Arden. Drops in. Called strike 1.
Good pitch from Atkins, who hasn't shown too many signs of tiring here. I believe that was 100 or 101st pitch. Got 11 strikeouts tonight.
Turns towards second base. Nobody covering the bag. Looks like Great Crossing wants Atkins to be able to finish this game. The 0-1. And Sebastian hits that ball into left field. Atkins charges back, and he camps under it. Makes the catch for out number 2.
Eli Atkins has been pretty busy out and left tonight.
He has.
Like Stevenson has been in center for the Cards.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 2, Will Rose. On deck, Stevens.
And it brings up Scott County second baseman, number 2, Will Rose.
He's batting .333 on the season. Kind of who you want up at this point in the game.
That's right. Atkins steps off of the rubber again. I'll tell you this, if Atkins leaves the ball about letter high for Will Rose, and I would think it's going to score Garrett Sparks from second. It's where Will Rose likes the pitch. First pitch, big swing and a miss, and a foul tip.
Just tipped that one.
I think so, yeah.
Two outs here. Runners on first and second. Cards trying to get a little insurance. They're up 3-2 here. 7th inning.
Oh-2 from Atkins. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Great pitch from Atkins.
Yes, it was. So now the count, no balls, 2 strikes. And great crossing with 2 outs away here in the top of the 7th inning. Will Rose settles into the box. Atkins gets his sign from Snotter. Now he'll come set. Here's the pitch. And it's outside. Ball 1 gets past Snotter. And Scott County's runners will move up to second and third. That's exactly what Scott County needed there. Well, they've got 2 runners in scoring position.
Base hit probably scores 2 runs.
That's right.
Allen's quite the speedster on second.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And in the dirt, ball 2. So
Rose checked his swing in time, looks like.
checked it down to first base. Umpire, and we'll say did not go. So the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It's a good leave there by Will Rose. Here's the 2-2. And it'll be ball 3, a little bit low.
I think a little bit inside, too.
Yes.
I was trying for that inner corner, didn't quite get it. Oh, I can't say that ball hasn't been called for a strike at some point tonight.
3 balls, 2 strikes is the count. Here's the pitch from Atkins. And it's outside and away, gets past Snotter. And Garrett Sparks will come in from third base to put the 4th run on the board for Scott County. They've now got runners on first and third. And a 2-run lead, 4-2.
It gives the Cards some much-needed breathing room.
Now batting,
Yes.
the catcher, number 28, Duncan
That brings
Stevens, on deck.
Number 28,
Johnson.
Duncan Stevens, the catcher for Scott County. Singled on a line drive to right center field in his first at-bat. Flew out to left in his next 2. And out will come Coach Stratton.
Just for his health.
Looks like he may make a pitching change here.
Get ready to close out.
Oh, doesn't look like he's going to make the change.
Gonna stick with Adkins.
That's right.
Adkins, he's had a little bad luck, but
That's right.
He's had a good night. 11 strikeouts. He's only walked 1. He's hit 108 pitches though.
Yeah, that's right. So he's getting up there. Duncan Stevens steps into the box for Scott County. That was a quick mound visit. I would think Coach Stratton's just asking Atkins how he's feeling. First pitch to Duncan. Called strike 1. Evan Allen, the runner on third base. Will Rose on first for Scott County. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. A big swing there from Duncan Stevens. No balls, 2 strikes. Rose is going to go for second. That is inside, ball 1.
Rose gets second without a throw. Defensive indifference.
So, Great Crossing fans did not like that call. Here's the 1-2. Inside, ball 2.
That was probably about 6 inches inside.
Yes.
A little further in than that last one.
Here's the 2-2. And it's called strike 3. Duncan Stevens strikes out looking.
Looked like it was right at the knees.
Yes, to end the top of the 7th. In the top of the 7th, Scott County scores 1 run on 2 hits, no errors from Great Crossing, and 2 runners are left on base. Great Crossing with one more chance at this game coming up in the bottom of the 7th. Scott County leads 4-2. We'll be right back. This is Scott County versus Great Crossing on Conner Sports Talk.
In the bottom half of the 7th inning, Snyder, Atkins.
We are back here at Great Crossing High School for Scott County versus Great Crossing. Headed into the bottom of the 7th inning. Great Crossing's last chance at this game. Up to bat is number 35, Hayden Kirby. Is his first at bat of this game. He's batting for Snotter. He pops that ball to Sebastian Arden, the shortstop. He makes a jump over where the dirt and the grass meet, but he will make the catch for out number 1.
That was a high pop-up. That went a long ways up there.
Yes, it did.
Kudos to Kirby to Arden for not losing that in the light.
15, Cooper Duval.
So now with 1 out away, Great Crossing brings up number 15, Cooper Duval. This is also his first at-bat of the game. He's batting for Landon Walters,
He's
the right fielder.
433 on the year.
First pitch. Fouls it straight back into the wall.
Duval's only had 30 at-bats this year, but he's made the most of it. 13 hits, 14 RBIs. Wait, I'm reading the wrong one. 13 hits, 10 RBIs.
Second pitch. Drops in there for called strike number 2.
Wands has been getting ahead early in counts.
That's right. The 0-2 pitch is hit to Sebastian Arden at shortstop. He stays down, makes a throw across to Garrett Sparks. In time for out number 2. So now with 2 outs away here in the bottom of the 7th inning, that brings up the left fielder, number 25, Eli Atkins. He flew out to Justin Stevenson in center field in his first at-bat and then grounded out to Parker Dotson, the third baseman, on a bunt in the second. Here's the first pitch of his third at-bat. It'll be ball 1.
Stevens held on that a second longer, tried to get the call.
Here's the 1-0. That ball is popped up in foul territory. Garrett Sparks slides for it, and he is unable to make the catch. That will be strike number 1.
Great attempt by Sparks.
Yes, it was.
Sliding into the fence. Never the safest thing to do.
No.
Worth it if you catch it.
1 ball, 1 strike the count. And that ball will be ball number 2. Looks pretty good from up here.
Sorry.
It was inside from here, but it.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. And that ball is hit into left field. Carson Murray, Scott County's left fielder, will make the catch.
That's the ball game there.
Yes, it is. So in the bottom of the 7th, Great Crossing scores 0 runs on no hits, no errors from Scott County, and no runners are left on base. Scott County wins the crosstown rivalry game. Final score 4-2. So Scott County advances to 20-8. Great Crossing falls to 20-8 also. So that's a nice score there.
Two well-matched teams tonight.
They were. So thank you, Peter Wilson, Georgetown News-Graphic, for joining me. So check out the sports edition on Friday for Peter's great picture. So
Thanks for having me. It was glad to finally be able to get out here and call a game.
That's right. You're welcome here anytime, Peter. Again, the final score, Scott County 4, Great Crossing 2. We'll be right back later this week for Scott County versus Bryan Station later this week. You can watch that game right here on Conner Sports Talk. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Tonight, again, the final score, Scott County 4, Great Crossing 2. This has been Scott County versus Great Crossing on Conner Sports Talk. Good night.